Welcome back to Who Died Today USA channel. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you.
I know this room is full of successful people, and as successful people, you know the one.
Mike Patrick was a voice you could trust, warm, steady, and always present during some of the most memorable moments in American sports broadcasting. For over 3 decades, he brought college football, NFL Sundays, and basketball showdowns into our living rooms with clarity, excitement, and heart. Born on September 9, 1944, in Clarksburg, West Virginia, Mike began his journey in broadcasting at George Washington University. His career took root in radio, and by the early 1970s, he was already calling professional football and college basketball games in Florida and Washington, D.C. But it was in 1982, when he joined ESPN, that his voice became part of the fabric of American sports culture. From 1987 to 2005, Mike was the play-by-play announcer for ESPN's Sunday Night Football, the network's very first NFL broadcast. He went on to call more than 30 ACC men's basketball championships, numerous College World Series games, and the Women's Final Four from 1996 through 2009. Fans will also remember him from Thursday and Saturday night college football broadcasts, where his passion and poise made even the smallest matchups feel like prime time. Always opening with the comforting line, "It's great to have you with us." Mike's voice was as much a part of game day as the teams on the field. He retired in 2018 after calling the Liberty Bowl, a fitting end to a storied career. Mike Patrick passed away on April 20th, 2025, at the age of 80, from natural causes in Fairfax, Virginia. His legacy is more than just a list of games. It's in the way he made fans feel connected, informed, and part of the moment. And that's something truly special.
I can hear it now. It was a lot of fun.
Sophie Nuvida was a talented young actress whose gentle presence and emotional depth lit up every role she touched. Born in the early 2000s, she began acting at just 6 years old, quickly gaining attention for her heartfelt performances in independent films like Bella, 2006, Mammoth, 2009, and An Invisible Sign, 2010, where she starred alongside Michelle Williams and Jessica Alba. For many viewers, Sophie stood out not only for her natural talent, but for the quiet sensitivity she brought to each character. Growing up on movie sets, she once shared how acting gave her a sense of safety, a space to express herself freely. Behind the scenes, she was an artist in many forms, a writer, a painter, and a soul who found solace in creativity. Her art often reflected her personal journey, filled with complexity, vulnerability, and deep feeling. On April 14, 2025, Sophie passed away at the age of 24 in Bennington, Vermont. According to the Vermont Department of Health, she was in the early stages of pregnancy at the time, and authorities are investigating the circumstances as a possible unintentional overdose. Her family shared that she had struggled privately for many years and often tried to face challenges on her own. Sophie's mother, Shelley Gibson, a former actress herself, remembered her daughter as kind-hearted and deeply trusting. "She seemed happiest on a movie set," the family wrote in her obituary. "It was a safe place for her." Though her time with us was brief, Sophie Nuvida leaves behind a legacy of raw talent, artistic courage, and a spirit that resonated far beyond the screen. She reminded us that sometimes the softest voices hold the deepest truths.
Translate those ideas to cinema or to a painting or to whatever. And
David Lynch was a singular voice in American cinema, a filmmaker, artist, and dreamer whose vision reshaped how we think about storytelling. Born on January 20th, 1946, in Missoula, Montana, Lynch brought a unique blend of nostalgia and surrealism to every project he touched. With his iconic silver pompadour and quiet intensity, he became a symbol of creative courage, never afraid to follow an idea, no matter how strange or beautiful. His early films, including Eraserhead and The Elephant Man, set the tone for a career defined by mystery and emotional depth. Blue Velvet exposed the darkness lurking beneath small-town America, while Twin Peaks, the groundbreaking television series he co-created in 1990, transformed the TV landscape with its cinematic ambition. With Mulholland Drive, Lynch delivered a masterpiece of mood and memory, earning acclaim for his ability to capture the poetry of dreams. Beyond film, Lynch was an advocate for transcendental meditation, founding the David Lynch Foundation to help bring peace and focus to people of all ages. He was also a visual artist, painter, musician, and carpenter, living proof that creativity knows no boundaries. In January 2025, David Lynch passed away at the age of 78 due to cardiac arrest related to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. He had previously shared his emphysema diagnosis and chose to spend his final year quietly at home, surrounded by family and creative work. "I am filled with happiness, and I will never retire," he wrote in his final days. Lynch leaves behind a legacy that defies convention and embraces the unknown. His work reminds us that art can be both mysterious and deeply human, and that sometimes the most powerful stories are the ones that leave us with questions.
If y'all would just bear with me for a little while, I'll catch up with you, and I could have taken that match away from you, just like What a Feeling.
Our next tribute is for a man whose voice, charm, and warm presence graced both radio airwaves and television screens for over 7 decades, the incomparable Wink Martindale. And before we begin, we'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite Wink Martindale memory? Was it tic-tac-toe, Gambit, or maybe his golden voice on the radio? Share with us below. Wink Martindale passed away peacefully on April 15, 2025, at the age of 91, at his home in Rancho Mirage, California, surrounded by loved ones, including his wife of 49 years, Sandra Martindale. Wink's journey came to a close after a full life defined by dedication, entertainment, and grace. Born in 1933 in Jackson, Tennessee, Wink began his career as a 17-year-old radio DJ. By 1954, he played a role in music history when he welcomed a young Elvis Presley for his very first radio interview. From that moment, Martindale's voice became a fixture in American pop culture. His spoken word hit Deck of Cards topped charts in 1959, and his legendary run as the host of Tic-Tac-Toe, Gambit, and over a dozen other shows made him one of television's most recognizable and beloved game show hosts. Even off-screen, Wink remained active in broadcasting, philanthropy, and music history. He supported causes like St. Jude Children's Hospital and hosted annual telethons that helped thousands. Wink once said, "I like people, and I love talking." And for generations of viewers and listeners, that was exactly what made him feel like family. So now we turn it over to you. What did Wink Martindale mean to your household growing up? How did his joy, humor, and steady presence impact you? Let us know in the comments below, and help us celebrate a legacy that continues to shine, one smile at a time.
Don't you kick me. You hurt me. You're no bargain either, pal. You are a spoiled, rotten little brat, pal.
Stanley R Jaffy was a visionary producer and studio executive whose influence helped shape some of the most iconic films of the late 20th century. Born on July 31, 1940, in New Rochelle, New York, into a family deeply rooted in Hollywood, his father, Leo Jaffy, was a longtime executive at Columbia Pictures. Stanley carried forward a legacy of excellence and innovation in cinema. At just 29, Jaffy became president of Paramount Pictures, the youngest to ever hold such a role. His passion for meaningful storytelling led him to produce Kramer vs. Kramer, 1979, a film that swept the Academy Awards and resonated deeply with audiences for its heartfelt portrayal of family and resilience. He followed that success with Fatal Attraction, 1987, a psychological thriller that captivated the world and earned him another Oscar nomination. From The Bad News Bears to The Accused, Taps, and Black Rain, Jaffy's body of work reflected a keen eye for both emotional depth and box office appeal. In the early 1980s, he partnered with Sherry Lansing to launch Jaffy Lansing Productions, creating a powerful legacy of collaboration. Later, as president of Paramount Communications and Paramount Pictures, he oversaw not only films, but a media empire that included publishing and theme parks. Jaffy passed away on March 10, 2025, at the age of 84 in Rancho Mirage, California. His longtime agency, CAA, confirmed the news. He is survived by his beloved wife of 38 years, Melinda, and 4 children. Stanley R Jaffy's legacy lives on in the stories he helped bring to life, stories that moved hearts, sparked conversations, and continue to inspire generations of filmmakers and fans alike.
It since I was 21. As you move into your 80s, you say, hey, that's enough. That's enough.
It's hard for me to hear that.
Breaking news. One of Hollywood's most iconic legends has just returned to the screen, and it is nothing short of extraordinary. Robert Redford, the 88-year-old titan of American cinema, has made his first on-screen appearance in 6 years, with a surprise cameo in the Season 3 premiere of Dark Winds. Did you catch his quiet yet powerful performance? Share your thoughts in the comments as we dive into the extraordinary journey of this beloved actor, director, and pioneer. Born on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California, Robert Redford began his career in the late 1950s on stage before making his television debut in 1960. But it was not long before his natural charisma and understated talent made him a fixture of American film. His breakout roles in Barefoot in the Park and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid catapulted him to superstardom, and by the 1970s, he was the embodiment of a new kind of leading man, thoughtful, graceful, and intensely human. Over the decades, Redford delivered unforgettable performances in classics such as The Sting, The Candidate, All the President's Men, and The Natural. His work in Out of Africa and The Great Gatsby further solidified his reputation as a versatile and magnetic presence on screen. But Redford was never content to simply perform. His directorial debut, Ordinary People, won him an Academy Award for Best Director and ushered in a new chapter in his career. Redford also used his influence to uplift others, founding the Sundance Film Festival and championing independent filmmakers long before it was fashionable. His contributions to the industry earned him the Cecil B. DeMille Award, the Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award, and an honorary Oscar recognizing his decades of excellence. In 2018, Redford announced his retirement from acting following The Old Man and the Gun, a role he described as a perfect way to bow out. I thought, that's enough. Quit while you're a little bit ahead. Yet, Redford's creative spirit never waned. He voiced characters in experimental films, narrated performance art, and remained involved as a producer, including for Dark Winds. It was in this very series that Redford chose to reappear, a brief, quiet cameo that spoke volumes. Appearing alongside author George R. Martin, the two portrayed prisoners engaged in a game of chess, a symbolic scene in many ways. Directed by Chris Eyre, the moment was filmed in a closed set at Redford's request, reflecting the intimate and personal nature of his return. The scene is a subtle masterclass in restraint, a reminder of Redford's enduring presence and elegance. While age has understandably shifted his pace, Redford remains mentally sharp and artistically curious. At 88, his reemergence not only thrilled fans, but reignited appreciation for the depth and longevity of his contributions. There have been no confirmed health concerns, and those close to him suggest he continues to live a vibrant life, splitting his time between California and New Mexico with his wife, artist Sybil Sagers Redford. Unlike many stars, Redford has maintained a life free of controversy. He has used his platform to support environmental causes, promote arts education, and encourage thoughtful storytelling. His consistency, humility, and quiet advocacy have earned him respect that few in the industry enjoy. Redford's return with Dark Winds was more than just a cameo. It was a reminder that legends do not fade. They evolve, they adapt. And sometimes, when the timing is just right, they surprise us all. So what is your favorite Robert Redford film? Was it the rebellious charm of the Sundance Kid, the journalist in All the President's Men, or the quiet resilience of All Is Lost? Let us know in the comments and help us celebrate the enduring legacy of one of the greatest actors of our time. If this story moved you, like and share it with other film lovers. Subscribe for more tributes to the artists who have shaped generations. And remember, greatness never retires. It simply finds new ways to inspire. Thank you, Robert Redford, for continuing to shine. Chris Jasper was a gifted musician and composer whose sound helped define a generation. From 1973 to 1983, he was the creative backbone of the Isley Brothers' most iconic era, crafting timeless classics like For the Love of You, Fight the Power, and Between the Sheets. His mastery of keyboards and synthesizers transformed the group from a vocal trio into a dynamic R&B funk powerhouse. Later, with Isley Jasper Isley, he gave the world the uplifting anthem Caravan of Love. Born in Cincinnati, Ohio, Chris began studying classical piano at age 7 and later refined his talent at the prestigious Juilliard School in New York. A natural-born creator, he released 17 solo albums, including gospel works, and founded Gold City Records, where he nurtured rising talent. His solo debut single, Superbad, carried a message close to his heart: the importance of education and literacy. In December 2024, Chris was diagnosed with cancer. Surrounded by his loving family, he passed on February 23, 2025, at the age of 73. His son, Michael Jasper, confirmed the news to People and Variety. Chris was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1992, honored with a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2014, and recognized by the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2022. He is survived by his wife of 42 years, Margie, and their sons Michael, Nicholas, and Christopher. The Isley Brothers paid tribute, calling him a musical genius and a key part of the sound that shaped generations. What are your favorite memories of Chris Jasper's music? Share them below to help honor the legacy of a true innovator in soul and funk.
I sat as a special seat for the director and right in the very front of the balcony. And the jury came in and we bowed to each other.
Ted Kachchef was a masterful storyteller whose work shaped generations of film and television. Born on April 7, 1931, in Toronto, Canada, to a Bulgarian immigrant family, he began his career in Canadian television before making a name for himself on the international stage. His ability to blend humor, drama, and social commentary made him one of the most versatile directors of his time. He rose to prominence with The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz, 1974, which won the Golden Bear at the Berlin Film Festival. Kachchef went on to direct First Blood, 1982, the film that introduced the world to John Rambo and launched one of the most iconic action franchises in movie history. He also helmed beloved films like Fun with Dick and Jane, North Dallas 40, and Weekend at Bernie's, balancing wit with insight and always putting humanity at the center of the story. In later years, Kachchef became a key figure behind the scenes of Law & Order, Special Victims Unit, where he served as executive producer for over a decade. His leadership and creativity helped the show grow into a cultural phenomenon. Ted Kachchef passed away peacefully on April 10, 2025, at the age of 94, as confirmed by his family. In retirement, he remained creative, publishing poetry and a memoir reflecting on his extraordinary journey. He is survived by his wife, Lai-Foon Chung, 5 children from 2 marriages, and countless admirers around the world. Ted's legacy is one of artistic bravery, compassion, and timeless impact. What is your favorite Ted Kachchef film? Share your memories below and help celebrate a life that gave so much to cinema. If you've ever swayed to the smooth rhythm of Anniversary or felt the soul in It Never Rains in Southern California, then you've been touched by the artistry of Dwayne Wiggins. Born and raised in Oakland, California, Wiggins was a founding member of the iconic R&B trio Tone, alongside his brother Raphael Sadiq and cousin Timothy Christian Riley. As the group's guitarist and co-vocalist, he helped shape the sound of late 80s and 90s R&B, blending soul, funk, jazz, and gospel into timeless hits like Feels Good, Whatever You Want, and Lay Your Head on My Pillow. Their 1993 album, Sons of Soul, went double platinum, cementing their place in music history. Beyond the spotlight, Wiggins was a passionate mentor and producer, helping nurture the early careers of stars such as Zendaya, Her, Kalani, and Destiny's Child. His devotion to uplifting young talent made him a beloved figure both on and off the stage. In 2023, after years apart, the original members of Tone reunited for a powerful tour that reconnected them with fans and each other. "We just want to put out the right energy through our music," Wiggins shared during that time, a sentiment that reflected his deep love for community and creativity. On March 7, 2025, Dwayne Wiggins passed away at age 64, following a private and courageous battle with bladder cancer, as confirmed by his family. He remained present for his loved ones, his music, and his fans throughout it all. Which Tone song brings back the strongest memories for you? Share your favorite below and help celebrate a legacy that continues to inspire. DJ Funk was more than a DJ. He was a cultural force who transformed the dance floors of Chicago and beyond with a sound that was entirely his own. Born Charles Chambers in 1971, he pioneered the genre known as ghetto house, blending hard-hitting beats, fast tempos, and a raw, infectious energy that brought people together in rhythm and celebration. Emerging from Chicago's underground rave scene in the early 1990s, funk quickly became a fixture in both local and international music communities. Tracks like Work Dat Body, Pump It, and Run became anthems, pulsing through speakers in clubs and basement parties alike. In 2006, he founded Funk Records, a label that gave voice to the next wave of house and techno creators, while continuing to share his own bold, groundbreaking sound. Throughout his life, Funk collaborated with legends like DJ Slugo, DJ Dion, and Traxman, and his influence reached far and wide, earning a mention on Daft Punk's 1997 track Teachers, alongside icons like Paul Johnson and Dr. Dre. In his final year, Funk faced stage 4 cancer with courage and grace. Surrounded by his loved ones, he remained dedicated to his music, his community, and the legacy he helped build. His family confirmed his passing in early March 2025, following a heartfelt effort to raise support for his final tribute. Charles DJ Funk Chambers leaves behind a legacy of innovation, resilience, and rhythm. His music lives on in the beats that still shake the walls and the joy he brought to countless fans. What's your favorite DJ Funk track? Drop it in the comments, and let's celebrate a true pioneer of the groove. Mac Gaiden was a musical trailblazer whose influence stretched far beyond the Nashville sound. Born on June 5, 1941, in Nashville, Tennessee, Mac was a gifted guitarist, songwriter, producer, and innovator who helped expand the boundaries of pop, rock, and country music. He passed away peacefully at home on April 16, 2025, at the age of 83, due to complications from Parkinson's disease, as confirmed by his cousin. Best known as the co-writer of the timeless hit Everlasting Love, Mac's songwriting captured hearts for generations. The song became a staple at weddings and celebrations, earning chart success across 4 decades. But his impact didn't stop there. As a session guitarist, he contributed to Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde and developed the distinctive slide wah-wah technique, later echoed by artists like Steve Miller and Robert Randolph. In the late 1960s and 70s, he co-founded genre-bending bands Area Code 615 and Barefoot Jerry, and later formed the spiritually inspired jam group Skyboat. He worked with Linda Ronstadt, the Pointer Sisters, and J.J. Cale, always bringing a soulful energy and creative spark to every project. In his later years, he mentored new talent, including his daughter, Oceana Gaiden, with whom he performed at festivals like Bonnaroo. Mac was honored in 2014 by the Country Music Hall of Fame as a Nashville Cat, and his autobiography, The Missing String Theory, offered fans a window into his creative soul. He is survived by his wife of 51 years, Diane, their children, and a loving extended family. Mac Gaiden leaves behind a legacy of rhythm, innovation, and spiritual depth. What's your favorite memory of his music? Share it with us and help celebrate a life lived in harmony.
We're set up for Johannesburg, and so Johannesburg was great, but there was something very magical about
Marty Colner was a visionary director whose bold creativity helped shape the sound and look of a generation. Born on August 25, 1946 in Chicago and raised in Cincinnati, Colner's journey into television began humbly, as a prop man in local news. But his eye for storytelling and energy behind the camera quickly launched him into national prominence, first with HBO's groundbreaking An Evening with Robert Klein in 1975, the network's very first stand-up comedy special. Over the next several decades, Colner revolutionized comedy on screen, directing iconic specials for Robin Williams, Billy Crystal, George Carlin, Steve Martin, and Jerry Seinfeld. His deep understanding of timing, performance, and emotion gave audiences a front-row seat to history-making moments in entertainment. But it was his explosive entry into the music video era that cemented his place in pop culture. With a flair for drama and humor, Colner brought to life unforgettable visuals for Aerosmith, Cher, Whitesnake, Twisted Sister, Pat Benatar, Heart, and more. From Cher's dramatic performance on a battleship to Aerosmith's cinematic storytelling, his videos defined the MTV generation. Bold, theatrical, and unapologetically fun. Later in his career, Colner turned his storytelling lens towards sports, conceiving HBO's long-running series Hard Knocks, which offered an intimate look into NFL training camps and earned him 2 sports Emmys. Marty Colner passed away on March 17, 2025, at his home in Malibu at the age of 78. His family confirmed that he passed of natural causes. Through comedy, music, and sport, Colner captured the spirit of American entertainment. Which of his unforgettable videos or specials stands out most to you? Share your memory below to help honor a true master behind the scenes.
married twice before, and I got traded in for the younger version of myself, you know how that goes.
Susan Buckner was a bright light of stage and screen whose warmth, grace, and infectious energy made her a favorite among audiences of all ages. Born on January 28, 1952, in Seattle, Washington, Susan first captured national attention as Miss Washington 1971 and a finalist in the Miss America pageant the following year. But it was her role as the spirited cheerleader Patty Simcox in the beloved 1978 musical Grease that truly made her a household name. With her radiant smile and boundless enthusiasm, Susan delivered one of the film's most memorable moments, leading a cheer for Rydell High that echoed through theaters and generations. Do the splits, give a yell, show a little spirit for old Rydell. That single line sealed her place in pop culture history. Beyond Grease, Susan appeared in hit television shows like The Love Boat, BJ and the Bear, and The Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries, and took on film roles in Deadly Blessing and Police Academy 6. She was also a featured performer on variety shows like The Dean Martin Show and The Brady Bunch Variety Hour, where her singing, dancing, and comedic timing shone through. In later years, Susan stepped away from Hollywood to focus on family and community. She directed children's theater productions in Florida and shared her love of movement as a dance and fitness instructor. On May 2, 2024, Susan passed away peacefully at the age of 72, surrounded by loved ones. She is survived by her 2 children, 4 grandchildren, and her longtime partner. Susan Buckner's legacy is one of joy, generosity, and the kind of spirit that never fades. What's your favorite Susan Buckner moment? Share it below to help celebrate a life lived with heart.
Faites-moi un prix. 400 francs.
Our next tribute honors a European actress whose performances left a lasting mark on international cinema. If you've ever seen Rosetta or Our Children, you know the name Emily Dequesne. Her eyes spoke volumes, her roles radiated authenticity, and her journey, both on and off screen, continues to inspire. Emily Dequesne, the Belgian actress who first captivated the world at just 17, passed away on March 16, 2025, at the age of 43. Her passing, confirmed by her family and agent, came after a courageous battle with a rare adrenal gland cancer, which she had publicly shared in 2023. Born in Belgium on August 29, 1981, Emily studied drama from an early age and launched her career with a breakout role in Rosetta, which won the prestigious Palme d'Or at Cannes in 1999. Her powerful portrayal of a young woman struggling through poverty earned her the festival's Best Actress award and set the tone for a career defined by bold, emotionally resonant performances. Over the years, she became a fixture in French and Belgian cinema, starring in acclaimed films like The Brotherhood of the Wolf, Our Children, This Is Our Land, and the Oscar-nominated Close. In 2020, she won a César Award for Best Supporting Actress and continued working until her final screen appearances in Survive and TKT. She is survived by her husband, actor Michel Ferracci, and her daughter Mila. Friends and colleagues remember her not only as a brilliant performer, but as a luminous, courageous soul. Do you remember Emily's role in Rosetta or perhaps Close? Which performance moved you most? Share your memories and help keep her artistry alive.
I think you actually enjoy these little dangerous escapades.
Breaking news. She made us laugh. She made us believe. But behind the curtain of stardom, she once struggled to even walk into a restaurant without fear. Today, we revisit the incredible journey of Goldie Hawn, Hollywood legend, mental health advocate, and a woman who turned personal crisis into global purpose. What do you admire most about Goldie? Her talent, her resilience, or her radiant joy? Let us know in the comments. Born on November 21, 1945, in Washington, D.C., Goldie Hawn rose to fame with her infectious charm and comedic brilliance. Her breakout role in Cactus Flower, 1969, earned her an Academy Award, setting the tone for a career that spanned over 5 decades. From classics like Private Benjamin, Overboard, and The First Wives Club, to her delightful appearance alongside longtime partner Kurt Russell in The Christmas Chronicles, Goldie became an icon whose name alone brought smiles to faces. But in a recent emotional interview on the Making Space with Hoda Kotb podcast, Goldie revealed that the road to stardom was not without shadows. At just 21, after landing her first major television role in Good Morning World, 1967, she experienced something terrifying: sudden panic attacks and overwhelming anxiety. "I was a happy kid," she said. "And then I realized that every time I'd go into a restaurant or a place, I'd get dizzy. I would want to go home. I tried to fake my smile, and that was the scariest thing that has ever happened to me." It was the first time the joyful public image she so effortlessly projected felt like a mask. Unsure of what was happening, Goldie sought help from a psychologist. That decision changed her life. She spent 9 years in therapy, not because she was broken, but because she was committed to understanding herself. "I was learning about how to forgive and how to manage other people's perception of me," she explained. "When people say, 'You're great' or 'You're terrible,' I learned not to let that define me." Her personal transformation laid the foundation for a powerful second act: advocacy. In 2003, she launched Mind Up, an educational program that helps children understand their emotions, regulate stress, and build emotional intelligence. What started as a healing journey for one became a mission to uplift millions. And Goldie walks the talk. Even at 78, she continues to speak openly about mental wellness. Her message is clear: talking about mental health is not a weakness. It is a vital part of our humanity. We can't live in the dark and wonder what's going on with us. We have to acknowledge it to fix it, she told Hoda. As her career evolved, Goldie never stopped challenging expectations. She became one of the first women in Hollywood to both produce and star in her films. Private Benjamin, 1980, which earned 3 Oscar nominations, was her brainchild. She refused to let the industry box her in, and in doing so, she opened doors for generations of women behind the camera. Her life with Kurt Russell has also become one of the most celebrated love stories in Hollywood. Together for over 40 years without marrying, the couple raised a blended family of 6 children and remain each other's strongest supporters. Despite their celebrity status, they live with intention, often retreating to their home in Colorado, where nature, wellness, and mindfulness take center stage. So how does Goldie Hawn maintain her glow? She attributes it to movement, meditation, gratitude, and keeping the spirit youthful. "Happiness is a choice," she once said. "You have to work at it." Unlike many in the spotlight, Goldie has not had any recent physical health battles that have made headlines, but she has been refreshingly candid about the lifelong journey of tending to her emotional well-being. Her honesty has inspired a shift in how we talk about fame, vulnerability, and joy. In 2024, as she celebrated her 78th birthday, fans worldwide reflected not only on her film legacy, but on her courage to speak truthfully about what it means to heal. She remains active in interviews, charitable events, and public appearances. Her voice, just like her smile, continues to uplift. Goldie Hawn is more than an actress. She is a guiding light, a woman who chose growth over denial, purpose over pretense, and joy over fear. Her story reminds us that even the brightest stars sometimes flicker, but they rise again, stronger and more radiant. What does Goldie Hawn mean to you? Which of her films changed your life? Have you ever faced anxiety like she did, and how did you get through it? Drop your thoughts below. Your voice is part of this story. If Goldie's journey moved you, share this tribute and subscribe for more inspiring life stories. Because healing, like Goldie's smile, deserves to be seen, shared, and celebrated.